my name is Sophie Cliff, also known as the Joyful Coach, and I am going to be taking over the Zoella stories today, talking to you all about how to find joy during these strange and weird times that we're living through. So I thought I'd start by telling you all a little bit about me. Like I said, I'm a coach and I help people live their most joyful lives, whatever that means to them. And I do that via one-to-one coaching, some group programs and courses, and also through my content. So I have a podcast called Practical Positivity, which does what it says on the tin and shares loads of practical tips to help you live a more positive life. And I also share lots on my blog and over on Instagram as well. And today I'm basically going to be bringing you along with me and sharing loads of tips and tricks throughout the day to help you find a little bit more joy at the moment. And I thought we could start with talking about my morning routine. So I wanted to talk a little bit about finding joy during a difficult or tricky time, because I think sometimes when I talk about finding joy, people think that I mean you have to be relentlessly positive or happy all the time, but that isn't the case. So when I talk about finding joy during a tricky situation like the one we're in now, it's not about undermining the gravity of the situation or ignoring our negative emotions. It's just about really trying to make the most of whatever situation we find ourselves. And so one of the ways that I do that and that I encourage my clients to do that is to ask themselves each day, how can I find some joy today? And to really think about, what they're going to do to invite some joy into their lives. So one of the ways I'm going to do that today is by hanging out here and hopefully getting to know some of you guys. And I'm also going to get out for a walk in the sunshine because that always makes me really happy. So ask yourself, what are you going to do that is going to bring you some joy today? Hello everyone, if you are just joining us, my name is Sophie Cliff and I'm taking over the stories today, talking all things joy. So I wanted to talk a little bit about routines and prioritising the things that make us feel good. I know that for most of us at the moment, our usual routines are totally out of whack. So we aren't going to work, we are spending a lot more time at home, we're not doing the things or having the routines and rhythms that we would usually have. And what that means is that it's easy to forget to prioritise the things that make us feel really good. But we need those things that make us feel good more than ever right now. So I wanted to remind you all to stop and think about what you can do to really make yourself feel good today. A couple of my feel-good activities that I try to make time for every single day are reading, and I'm going to show you a couple of the books I've been reading in a minute, exercise and getting out for some fresh air. Doing those three things every day keeps me feeling good. So here are a couple of the books I've been reading recently. I'm currently just starting this one for our book club. I've not got very far yet, but it looks beautiful. This was a really great romance read if you're looking for something that is uplifting with a lovely, happy ending. And this book by Holly Bourne was brilliant. You'll probably have seen this around a lot as it's getting a lot of great press at the moment, and rightly so. And so yeah, it's sometimes easy to forget to make time for those things, but it will really, really help you. And if you're interested in finding out more about making and creating a routine that feels good for you right now, I've done a podcast episode on this, so swipe up and give it a listen. So this afternoon, I'm going to be sharing some practical, tangible things you can do to invite some more joy into your life. And the first of those is to make your very own joy jar. So I borrowed this idea from my friend Donna, who started one of these at the beginning of lockdown, and I thought it was just such a good idea. And essentially this jar is filled with loads of fun things that you can do at home. And whenever I need a little pick-me-up, I can have a little rummage. So I thought I'd show you some of the things that are in my jar. So finish knitting a scarf. Ooh. Have a nap, that might be on the agenda for today. Or practice Italian on Duolingo. So basically all just ideas of things that I can do for fun that might give me a little pick-me-up at home. So another practical way to invite a little bit more joy into your life is to spread some joy to somebody else. It's a win-win situation. When you do something good for somebody else, you feel good about it as well. And there are loads of ways to still spread joy from home. So one of my last tips for helping you to find some joy during this strange and uncertain time is to focus on what you can control rather than dwelling on what you can't. So we've all had plans change recently, haven't we? But instead of feeling frustrated by that, try to flip your mindset and instead focus on how you can make the most of our present situation. So one way that we've been doing that is by having weekly date nights, and tonight is Taco Tuesday night.